Alright, it's MTG Next Door. It is Doc. It is Zendikar Rising pre-release. Hopefully I will not botch this video like I did the last one. I'm going to try to troubleshoot that in a minute. So I looked up our rares from last night. This guy for a pre-release is going for about $2. The other two are like 30-40 cents. That said, the more I thought about it, and I spent some time thinking about it, this one is going to be nasty. I'm just going to call this one right now. In about a year, this is going to be in a whole bunch of EDH decks, and this card is going to be going for a lot more, I suspect. So yeah, let's see what we get today. So I figure let's do 3 right quick. Let's see how many we got total here. So I've got 1, 2, 3. So we got 5 left. So yeah, let's do one of each planeswalker. I think I like that. And let's see what we get. All right, I'm feeling good about Anissa. So apparently, I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to doing pre-releases, and that would be the case because I've actually never done one. Mr. A, Stitch, if you guys want to like put together a pre-release deck, we can give that a shot one night. I'm totally on board with that. Anyway, so let's see what we got here. So Fissure Wizard, 1 and a red for a 2/1 Goblin Wizard. When Fissure Wizard enters the battlefield, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. I don't think that one's going to work out too well. Tazim Royal Mage, 1 and a blue for a 2/1 Merfolk Wizard. This one's got a kicker. When Tazim Royal Mage enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. That is good, though, because you're looking at 6, and you get to recur an instant or sorcery. I've got a deck for that. Expedition Healer, 1 and a white for a 2/2 core cleric. Vigilance. Expedition Healer has lifelink as long as you control another cleric. Yeah, speaking about Squad Commander, looking at a core tribal deck. I'm going to see what we can do on that. Pyroclastic Hellion. 4 and a red for a 4/5 Hellion. When Pyroclastic Hellion enters the battlefield, you may return a land you control to its owner's hand. When you do, Pyroclastic Hellion deals 2 damage to each opponent. Now, if you can, it doesn't say from the battlefield, so you can actually take it out of your graveyard. Again, going with this land graveyard recursion from that Nahiri's, what was it, lithoforming. I think you could do some nasty things. All right, we got another vampire. Drana's Silencer, 5 and a black for a 3/2 Vampire Rogue. When Drana's Silencer enters the battlefield, target creature and opponent controls gets -X until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures in your party. So if you've got a full party when this guy hits the battlefield, you can give something -4/-4. That's mighty pricey. I think that's going to be more of like a limited or standard card. Alright, Might of Marasa, 1 and a green for an instant. It's got kicker of 2 and a green. Target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. If this spell was kicked, that creature gets +5/+5 instead. So you can pay 5 to give a creature +5/+5. I say again. Prowling Felidar, 3 and a white for a 2/3 Cat Beast. Vigilance. Oh, this is our first landfall card. We'll go with that. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Prowling Felidar. That could get out of control real fast. That's pretty good. Ooh, I like this. I mean, that art is super sweet. Okay, this is nice. So Dreadworm, 4 and a black for a 5/4 Worm Horror. Whenever a land enters, it's got landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, Dreadworm gains indestructible until end of turn. Just based off the art alone, I want to get that in a deck. That is really pretty. I don't feel like the video here is going to do that justice. Alright, Expedition Diviner. We are still in the commons. 3 and a blue for a 3/2 Merfolk Wizard. Flying. As long as you control another wizard, Expedition Diviner has, when this creature dies, draw a card. Not bad. Oh, we are getting some pretty cards here. Alright, Conclave Squid. 1 and a blue for a 3/2 squid. I'm glad they identified it correctly. I'm sure everybody remembers me being like, whales are not dolphins. Yeah, anyway. This has got Defender. This has got Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, Skyclave Squid can attack this turn as though it didn't have Defender. That's pretty good. It's not bad. 3 and a 2 for 2. Alright, this is a cool one. We are in the uncommons now. So Moss Pit Skeleton. It is black-green for a 2/2 plant skeleton. It's got Kicker. If Moss Pit Skeleton was kicked, it enters the battlefield with 3+1/+1 counters, so you pay 5 for a 5/5 then. And whenever one or more +1/+1 counters are put on a creature you control, if Moss Pit Skeleton is in your graveyard, you may put Moss Pit Skeleton on top of your library, so you can recur it right out. In those colors, I am playing this all day long. In fact, if I pull a Nisa, you better believe that's going to go in a black-green Nisa graveyard recursion deck. It's going to be awesome. Anyway. Alright, now we've got a black artifact, Mind Carver. It's just 1 black. When Mind Carver enters the battlefield, attach it to target creature you control. So we're seeing that a lot. Equipped creature gets +1/+0. It gets +3/+0 instead, as long as an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard. So if you're playing mill, you can make this do something nasty. Alright, we've got a multimodal card. Kazul's Fury, 2 and a red for an instant. As an additional cost to this spell, sacrifice a creature. I like it. Kazul's Fury deals damage equal to the sacrificed creature's power to any target. The toll is steep, but the cliffs are steeper. And then it is, it looks like I just flashed my rare. On the other side, it is a thing of red mana. I like it. That's a good one. Alright, and here's our rare. Inscription of Abundance. 1 and a green. And then, I think I remember reading these. These are pretty good. And then the kicker is 2 green. Choose 1 if this spell was kicked. Choose any number instead. That's really awesome. And so if you pay 5, you can put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature. Target player gains X life, where X is the greatest power among creatures they control. And target creature you control fights target creature you don't control. So you can juice a creature, gain life off that creature, and then remove an opponent's creature. EDH, all over it, all day long. We got a pretty mountain. And we've got a useless arena token. Alright, so we will put our rares over here. I don't know what that inscription's going for, but that one's looking pretty nice. I'm digging that one already. Alright, let's see what Jace has got here. Okay. Shell Shield. Starts with a blue, and then it's got a kicker of 1. Target creature you control gets +0/+3 until end of turn if this spell was kicked. That creature also gains hexproof until end of turn. You know, I was not so on board with these kind of instant hexproof cards until I was watching a Command Zone, and Josh Lee Kwai literally saved his bum doing that. So I don't know. This one maybe could have some use. Tazim Raptor, 2 and a white for a 2/2 bird. Flying. When Tazim Raptor enters the battlefield, you may return a land you control to its owner's hand. Alright. Blood Beckoning. Black with a kicker 3. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. If this spell was kicked, instead return 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. So, not bad. I don't know if that one's got a place in any of my decks, but we'll see. Adventure awaits. 1 and a green for a sorcery. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. If you didn't put a card into your hand this way, draw a card. That's actually pretty good, because then even if you just randomly don't have 5 there, you're getting to draw a card and you're thinning out the top of your deck. That's not bad. Deadly Alliance. That is some sweet art. 4 and a black. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature in your party. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. So if you got a full party, this costs a black and you take something out. Pretty good. Pretty good. Alright, Highborn Vampire. 3 and a black for a 4/3 Vampire Warrior. That's about it. Apparently Malakir is a tough place these days. Still in the commons, Dauntless Unity. 1 and a white, and then it's also got a kicker of 1 and a white. Creatures you... Oh, I think I've pulled this one already. Yep. Don't feel like this one's very good. Strength of Solidarity. Green for a sorcery. Choose target creature you control. Put a +1/+1 counter on it for each creature in your party. Again, you got a full party, you just put +4/+4 on it. You just put 4 +1/+1 counters down. That's pretty good. That has an elf deck written all over it. Royal Eruption. 1 in a red, and then it's got 5 as a kicker. Royal Eruption deals 3 damage to any target. If this spell was kicked, it deals 5 damage instead. So you're paying 7 to do 5. That's not great. But you can pay 2 to basically do Lightning Strike. Alright. Stonework Pack Beast. 2 for a 2/1 artifact creature beast. Stonework Pack Beast is also a cleric, rogue, warrior, and wizard, so it kind of helps to fill out your party. And then you can use it to filter some mana. Probably not good in any of the formats we play. Probably going to be good in Standard and Draft. Got a Mind Carver again, so now we're in the uncommons. We have a Goma Fada Vanguard. That art looks really sweet. 1 and a red for a 2/2 human warrior. Whenever Goma Fada Vanguard attacks, target creature an opponent controls with power less than or equal to the number of warriors you control can't block this turn. I think in a Boros attack deck or a like mono red deck, this could be good. I don't know if it's got a good place in any of our formats. Alright, looks like we're getting like a modal card per deck, or per pack. I don't know if anybody else has noticed that, but I'm really thinking that's the case here. So we have Bain Veil, 1 in a blue, and creatures your opponents control get -2/-0, and then it's probably got a tappable land on the other side, but let's not spoil it. We got a rare. Coveted Prize. So I feel like that's just like the art where they're all murdering him. 4 and a black. This spell costs 1 less to catch for each creature in your party. Search your library for a card, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. If you have a full party, you may cast a spell with converted mana cost 4 or less from your hand without paying its mana cost. Okay. So, you got a full party. You pay a black, so this is basically a vampiric tutor, but it goes to your hand. And then if you've got a full party, if what you just tutored up is 4 or less, you can pay it. This is good. This is really good. That is definitely going in some decks. That'll be my vampire deck all day long. Because the vampire deck definitely has clerics, rogues, warriors, and wizards. Alright, that's good. I'm really happy about that one. Then we got a Pretty Island, and we have a copy token. Alright, Let's see the last pack. Alrighty, last pack. Sneaking Guide. Red for a Goblin Rogue, a 1/1. 2, you tap it and target creature with power 2 or less can't be blocked this turn. Deliberate. Scry 2, then draw a card. Not bad. Cliffhaven Sellsword. 1 and a white for a 3/1 Core Warrior. Alright, this looks like the red artifact. I think I pulled this one already. Scavenged Blade, 1 and a red for an artifact equipment. It enters the battlefield, you get to attach it to a creature, and then equipped creature gets +2/+0. Pretty straightforward. Dauntless Survivor. 1 and a green for a 1/1 human warrior. When Dauntless Survivor enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Alright, not bad. Ooh, another really cool looking vampire. Expedition Skulker. 1 and a black for a vampire rogue. It's a 2/2. And it has Death Touch as long as you control another rogue. Not sure if that makes the Markov deck, but it's pretty good. Alright, Spitfire Lagak. 3 and a red for a 3/4 lizard, and it's got landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, Spitfire Lagak deals 1 damage to each opponent. That's kind of nasty. Alright, Nahiri's Binding. 1 white, enchant creature or planeswalker. Enchanted permanent can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. That is nasty in Oathbreaker. Like, that is really nasty. You're just locking it down. Actually, that's a really good card. I don't know if you can really do that for cheaper, especially when you get that level of modality. Anyway, this is a non-fancy art Skyclave Squid that we just pulled. Alright, we are into the uncommons. Iridescent Hornbeetle, 4 and a green. At the beginning of your end step, create a 1/1 green insect creature token for each +1/+1 counter you've put on a creature under your control this turn. So, in like a Hardened Scales kind of deck, that one's going to run out of control real fast. Because you create 1 insect for each creature. That one's pretty nasty. I suspect Mr. A will, if he gets that, will send that at us. Alright, we got another uncommon. Windrider Wizard. 2 and a blue for a 2/2 human wizard. Flying, whenever you cast an instant, sorcery, or wizard spell, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. That's pretty good. So you cast any of those things, and you're going to rummage. Alright, I think, no, we got one more uncommon. Alright, it's another Moss Pit Skeleton. Let's see, we got a rare. Oh, man. Alright, so we pulled this one already. And then we got a foily cat that we haven't gotten before. So yeah, it's this one. It's basically a murder with black man on the other side. Mesa Lynx, 1 and a white for a 2/1 cat. As long as it's not your turn, it has +0/+2. And then another pretty forest. Alright, not bad. Y'all stay safe. 2 more packs. We'll see what we get.